Hey guys, how are you guys doing? Hope you guys are well and hope you guys are doing great. All right, so as you can already tell by the title, you know what I'm going to be talking about today. So when I did my pregnancy and delivery story time, so I told you guys I was going to share this part of the story differently because of the emotions that were attached to it. I know I was going to share this story with you, but I wanted to be fully ready to do that. I think I also mentioned that in that video. So just in case you haven't seen it, I will link it up somewhere, either on the card or at the end screen. I'm going to create like a playlist, you know, so it will be easy for you guys to catch up with these videos in case you missed anyone. Okay, so let's get right into it. I don't know when I said I want to prepare, I actually did not prepare in the sense that I know where I'm going to start from. I just said, okay, once I sit down, I'm going to start from how it all started, which is what I'm going to do like right now. So hopefully I do not forget the important part of the story. So after I had my son, like I told you guys in the previous video, I told you I spent 4 days in the hospital before I had my son, including the day I had him. Okay, so after the day I had my son, I spent extra 4 days. Okay, not that there was anything wrong with me, they just wanted to control to see how fit I was, and also make sure that my baby was doing well. 1 minute, let me quickly gloss up. All right, back to the beginning. So after I had my son, so I had him in the evening, I would say, because it wasn't midnight. Okay, in the morning, I think 9 hours after. So the doctors, sorry, the nurses, you know, the people that take care of, you know, people in the hospital, they are nurses. Yeah, so the nurses came. There was this particular one that that was attending to me. So she came and to clean me up, change things and all of that. So they asked me if I could stand up. I was like, I don't know, because before then there was a lady I was in the room with, because actually before I put to bed, they had to change like 2 ladies. One came, she put to bed and left. So the third one was the one I was living with before I had my son. All right, so those 2 other people, I already saw how they were with our experiences. Both of them also had cesarean section. All right, so I saw the way the whole thing was, like the way they were doing and managing with baby, with their pain and all of that. Then I never even knew what was going to come for me, like if I was going to have my baby through CS or whatever. So I saw them, I saw the pain. I was like, Jesus, how can this be? So when it got to my turn when they asked me if I could stand up, I was like, I can try. So I tried to stand up. Guys, even before then, when I started feeling the pain, you know, the pain of the cut, Jesus, it was horrible. Guys, that pain is unexplainable. That pain is horrible. Jesus Christ. So once I started feeling the pain, they gave me medication and all of that. So in the middle of the night, before that morning, so in the middle of the night, the pain was too much. Even though that night Andre had to stay with us in the hospital because the other lady left before I came in, you understand? So he had to stay with us, even though they were like, there is no space for family, whatever, but he had to beg that it was my first time, so he needs to stay with me and all of that. So we got a room together and all. So back to the story. So after then, the pain became really unbearable. Like I earlier said, I had to ask for extra pain relief, and they were really friendly, really understanding, and they listened. You understand, the nurses, they were really caring and all of that. So I understand it's their job, but I felt it. You know, when you feel something, don't just feel like someone is just doing it for feeling or doing sick, you understand? So I asked for extra pain relief. They gave it to me, but believe me, if that pain relief worked too much, 1 hour is even too much. The pain was extreme. It was extreme. Back to the time they asked me if I can stand up to use the toilet, I was like, okay, I can try. Guys, when I tried to stand up, because all through the night till that period, I didn't stand up because I had everything where my pee had to go to and all of that. I wasn't pressed, you understand, that I had to use the toilet. So that morning they were like, okay, stand up, let's see if so I said that I tried to stand up. Jesus, I tried to stand up. Jesus, the pain was just, it was just too much. And the nurse said, if I can't stand up, I should relax. But I said, I can try. So I moved. I tried to stand up and I stood up, guys. But before I stood up, oh Jesus, it'd be like Pepe is even nothing. Like, I don't even know how to explain it. But anyway, so I was able to get up at last. So I went to the toilet. They just wanted me to stand up to see if I can walk, you understand. So I stood up, I walked to the toilet and walked back. They were like, okay, I am very strong, I am good, I'm okay. So I went back to lie down on the bed. By this time, Herbert was in his bed cot. They always have a bed cot. They'll put it closer to you so you can see your child in case he or she is crying. You can pick them up if you want to try to give them breast milk and all of that. But all this while, Herbert never cried. He never cried in the sense like crying like a crybaby, because the lady that we were in the room together before I had my son, oh Jesus, that baby was crying. The husband will come, will help her, but still this baby was, you won't believe it was just a day-old baby. The baby kept crying. The lady was feeling frustrated. Then I was having it in my mind, guys, that I was like, Jesus, is this how it's going to be like? Is this how it's going to be like? I was wondering in my head. So to cut the whole story short, so I spent 4 days in the hospital, after which I came back home. Guys, when I go home, oh, the second day after delivery, I must not forget this part of the story. The second day after delivery, by then Andrea has already gone home because they said there is no space. They need to bring other people into the room, you understand. So Andrea had to go home. The night I had to stay alone. Jesus, that was when loneliness, like the spirit of loneliness, fell on me, or rather dropped on me. Jesus, I felt so lonely. I felt left alone. I felt like I'm doing everything all by myself. Jesus. And then I never even knew what it means. I mean, what postpartum means. I never even heard of something like that. Maybe I heard of it, maybe I just didn't understand what it means. So the loneliness was just too crazy, to the point that any little thing I will cry my eyes out. I will just begin to think of back home, because like I said, I think I've said it in one of my vlogs, I said I have experienced people delivering, I have experienced a lot of women put to birth, like a lot. Okay, so I see how much families and friends come together. Even back then when I was in Nigeria, all of my aunties around me, anyone we're born, Cordelia must go there, go do omugo in the sense, I just want to go there to help them out in terms of, you know, when baby is crying at night, I can be able to help them with the baby or watch the baby clothes, just help them out. Basically, I was always there. Believe me, I know most of my families are watching my vlogs, watching this video, and they know exactly what I'm saying. All right, so I was always there to always help them out. So I think that was what actually got to me, that got me really emotional and crying, all of that. So that night and the other day passed. So the 4th day I was discharged and I was asked to go home. Not that I was asked to go home, I actually asked them if I could go home, because I was tired of being bored. I was tired of just being there, you know. Though Andrea would come in the morning, stay for a few hours and go back, because there's literally no space, you understand. So on the 4th day I had to go back home. When I got back home, guys, I felt the loneliness I felt in the hospital was more. Okay guys, sorry about the break. My battery died, so I had to quickly charge it. Just charged a bit. So as I was saying, okay, let me just start from when I go home. So okay guys, sorry for that. All right, so like I was saying, when I go home, the first day wasn't bad. Nothing serious was going on, because the little man, all he does was just sleep, sleep, sleep. And by the way, I started introducing, or rather I introduced formula to him while we were in the hospital, because I couldn't produce breast milk early. I think I started producing breast milk 3 days after, which all of that I did in the hospital, because yeah, 3 days after he was born. So I was using there's this machine they give to everyone to use, you know, to try and produce milk for your child. So I used that, and it did help me a lot. Even before I had him, I've always said that I want to incorporate baby what's it called, baby milk, baby food. Is it what it's called? Baby food, like the first baby food. I want to incorporate it into his feeding. I want it to be mixed, because I just didn't want him to depend on breast milk. Okay, so I did that, and he was really, really good with it. He was taking everything. So when we go home, I did continue with it. So that it wasn't a big problem, but guys, believe me, it was painful. It was really painful to breastfeed him. Ooh, I believe Jesus, I don't know how I'm going to explain that so I don't get a copyright or a strike with this video. So it wasn't easy. It was like I had sore, you know, on the tip of okay, you guys know what I'm saying. So it wasn't easy, but I put through though. Few weeks into that, let me just say 1 week into getting home, I was really having, I don't want to call it depression. I don't want to call it, because that word is huge. So it was really tough for me. Before someone says something to me, I get emotional. I keep crying. If you know me, I'm a very tough person. I hardly cry, except that thing really, really touches me. But that period was really emotional for me. Anything you tell me, I just feel sad, and I will burst into crying. Hebe was just a good baby. He was taking everything, his milk, like baby milk formula, they call it, right? He was taking his baby formula like really, really well, you know. I was really happy about that. So the one thing that really got me was the emotional part, guys. Jesus. And if you tell me anything, maybe anything just happened, you know, someone talked to me back home or something, I'll just get emotional about it and start crying. I was like, this is not me. This is not me at all. So that was the experience, and that lasted for a while, and then it faded away. I can't even remember how it faded away. It just went off like that. So that was it for that. But guys, I have a separate, like a different experience with the anesthesia injection. If you want to hear that, I'm going to say that in a different story. I'm sorry if I'm cutting all this short. I don't want this video too long, and I want it to be different section. I don't know if that makes sense. So I'm going to talk about that differently. So if you want to hear that story, please do let me know in the comment section, and give this video a big thumbs up. That will encourage me to do that. Guys, the experience with the anesthesia injection, that's another interesting story, and I can't wait to hear you guys' feedback. So this is basically it for this story. I don't know, would you guys, I would like to hear your experience as well in the comment section below. You know, after delivery, like few days, or I would say 1 week into delivery, how was your experience? How did you feel? How did you react to your baby? I think I would say I pretty reacted well after that first reaction of just staring at him, you know, after the birth, just staring at him and looking at him like you know, like that. It was really, really interesting period and all of that. So yeah, this is it. Please, if you're here for the first time, don't forget to subscribe, turn on the post notification bell, share this video with friends and family. Let me know your thought. Like I earlier said, subscribe to my beauty channel, Dilias Empire. Follow me up on Instagram at Dilias Empire. Also check my business page on Instagram at Dilias Brand. The links will be in the description bar below. So this is basically it, guys, and I will see you guys in my next one. Until next time, guys, watch out for Dilia's vlog. Bye, guys.